Good morning. Hopefully we'll get a couple more people. I'll go ahead and get started with talking about today's focus is going to be on proprioception. Proprio is our own or our self, and ception is like perception. It's how we see ourself. And so there are systems of the body that are built in mechanisms for our brain to basically map itself and understand, sort of like I just got a new Roomba vacuum robot, and it runs through the house and it maps the surface, and it creates this mental map that it can go back to and use to perform its duties optimally. Well, we have the same built-in kind of thing in our own bodies, and of particular importance are our joints and these receptors that are part of the nervous system at each of our joints. So when we're moving and we're paying attention to how we're moving, we're connecting these two systems, the brain's awareness of where it is in space and the body's ability to communicate to the brain what it's doing and where it's at. And getting those to sync up requires practice. And I think the most important part of this very, very brief tutorial about proprioception is the importance of it developmentally in early childhood, because without that sense of self, literally, children grow up not being comfortable in their own skin, literally, because they don't have that mental map of who they are, where they begin, and where others are, and where they end, and where others end in their space and their spatial awareness. So a lot of kids with sensory issues, that system's really weak, and it needs physical movement activities on a regular basis that are really intentional and designed to build those systems up. And then on the flip side of that, as we get older, these systems decline naturally with age, and we have to be doing something intentionally to continue to strengthen those systems and offset that natural decline. So I'll be pointing out little things about that in today's practice. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and start with our warm-up. Let's see, I'm trying to get myself in the middle of the room here. Inhale those arms overhead and exhale down into that forward fold with soft knees. So part of this proprioception here is the way that we push mentally through the bottoms of the feet and hinge at the hips as we come up and finish with the head and neck at the end. These are all little mental mapping cues that the body takes in to know where we're at, how to plan for the next movement in the series, and all of that becomes automatic with regular practice. We talk a lot about the brain being use it or lose it. This is an example of how engaging in a consistent, regular practice builds those information networks within the brain, how it communicates with the body, and those need to be sustained. They'll go away when we stop practicing. The last one here, inhale, come up. Exhale, lift the heart. And coming back to center. Interlacing our fingers and floating those palms up overhead. Extending, lifting from under the arms, stimulating that tissue around those lymph nodes there. Inhale overhead. Exhale into a side bend. Inhale, come center, and then exhale into the other side. Back to center. And these first three activities are all designed to really strengthen the vestibular system of the inner ear that governs our sense of balance and spatial awareness. So thinking about how we're anchoring through the side of the body that's being stretched as we let that head fall with gravity to one side, and then how we resist gravity on the way back up. Exhaling, gravity pulls the head, and then inhaling as we come back to center, resisting gravity. It is that gravitational pull that the brain is registering its work against. Exhale. Back to center, inhale overhead. Exhale, side bend. So obviously this has major implications for fall prevention, and that's especially critical as we age. Back to center and down. And then last one of these is inhale center. Then we exhale, just turning the eye gaze, head and neck rotating, coming back to center. Just a reminder, if this one feels disorienting, to track your eyes. That's an indication it could be a weakened system, and doing this on a more regular basis would be beneficial. It's also important to note, and this is true for everyone, but especially for children, if we're trying to do too much too fast and the systems of the body resist, no learning or adaptation is going to take place. It's like lifting too heavy of a weight and you're just going to injure yourself. You're not going to actually get stronger. So stepwising into your practice, doing things at a rate that's comfortable and safe, but does push you right to the edge of your comfort zone is really important. We're going to go ahead and keep the weight in this foot and step this one back. We're going to circle the heel around, stimulating all of the proprioceptors in your ankle and in the bones of the foot. Reversing direction. And then pouring the weight into the back leg. And if it works for you to bounce and circle that toe. And reverse. And then taking that foot behind and circling the heel. Moving the toes around as you do. In reverse direction. Notice if your hands are like moving or your face muscles are moving. That's an indication that the body hasn't made that mental map yet. When you see kids thinking and writing and they stick their tongue out, it's just an indication that there's more mapping that needs to occur for the body to differentiate and be able to isolate activity and awareness. And reverse direction. And then bringing your feet together, circle those knees around. And reverse direction. And then come up tall, open up the hips, circle those. And reversing direction. And shake out the bottom half, bringing it up to the top, just dropping the arms alongside the body. This is wrist and finger and elbow and shoulder joint compression. Once again, helping the brain map out where everything is, getting the communication channels strengthened between the brain and the body. Let's take the arms and rotate just the shoulders. Let the arms come back into contact with the body if you can. Your hips are going to turn a little bit, but try to resist so you get a little stretch and a little warm up in the torso here. And then come back to center. We're going to roll those shoulders up and around. Inhaling, coming up. Last one, and then let's take those arms and circle them around. Give me 2 more of those. I'm going to check on something over here. I had music playing, I thought. Don't know what happened. 1 more of those arm circles. No, we just might not get to have any music today. Let's see. All right, we're going to have those arms out in front. We're going to press here again. This is joint compression at the wrists, pushing the fingers down and pushing the wrists forward, stimulating the communication there. One more, and then circle the wrists around. Reverse direction. So if you're watching this and you're a parent, you have little kids, there is a technique using joint compression that can really help them build and strengthen their sense of proprioception, body's awareness of its own body parts. And it's a really simple practice. You can ask somebody at a physical therapy or occupational therapy department about it. Last one, and shake it out, come down. All right. We'll start out with our standing meditation. Soft knees, feet about hip distance apart, tailbone tucked under, hands facing each other in front of the belly button, top of the pubic bone, this area right here, the dantian. Maybe closing your eyes if that feels comfortable and available. Keep them open with a soft gaze if you need to. Shoulders are relaxed, muscles in the face relaxed. Allowing that belly to extend with your inhales, maybe even extending the hands out wide as you inhale. Exhaling, coming in. So in addition to our joints, having proprioception, our organs do as well. So paying attention to the breath, the lungs, the abdomen. Might not feel our liver per se, but it has work to do, and to do it, it communicates with the brain by doing activities that stimulate the tissues around those organs, improving the communication between the brain and the organ systems of the body. Coming back to center. Switching sides. We inhale and float, anchored and ground down through the back foot. So we step out, exhale, flow forward. Inhale, flow back. Once again, all those nerve cells, the ankle, the knee, and the hip, communicating with the brain about the body's position in space. going too fast. It just doesn't allow for the various systems to really lay down that map. There's a lot of layers of learning that are taking place. Dusting off the wind is giving us a little bit more proprioceptive development through this rotation of the wrists. Really intentional part of the movement. We're drawing in, then we're rotating those wrists and pressing the palms out, inhaling back. Still getting the value of that rear leg anchored and rooted in place, and all of the different joints firing and communicating. Just keep that body balanced over that leg. Last one here. Go right in, load this opposite leg, unload, step out, same upper body motions. Breathing in, drawing back, back leg anchored and rooted. Muscles of the foot, ankle, knee, and hip firing, communicating, maintaining stability as the rest of the body flows and moves back and forth. Wrists rotating. Palms out. Last one here. Coming back into center. Side step. Palms lift. Old man strokes his beard. Palms lower. As you get more advanced, you can take longer to transfer that weight, lifting that knee a little higher, balancing longer, settling down into that even weight distribution as we breathe out. Takes practice, requires strength, but most importantly, requires a well-developed system of proprioception. cervical spine, directly over the tailbone. Pelvis tucked under just slightly to keep that spinal alignment. Knees bent, hips resting right above those ankles. Breathe deeply. Just be present and aware for these last few minutes. Taking one last breath in, lower those hands down. Inhale those hands to heart center. Maybe take a moment today, think of something that you observed about your sense of spatial awareness that you want to continue to focus on for your practice. Maybe think about ways that you can incorporate more awareness into your daily life. Thanks for joining me, those of you who are on with me live today. Appreciate your dedication and the virtual